Hello children, welcome back to our maths class. We shall continue with chapter 5 quadrilaterals. Now open your textbook to page 64, we'll see the theorem. If both the pairs of opposite angles of a quadrilateral are congruent, then it is a parallelogram. So now let us see in the textbook. If both pairs of opposite angles of a quadrilateral are congruent. Now if, there is a statement if both the pairs of opposite angle, that means angle H and angle F and angle G and angle E. Okay, these are the pairs of opposite angles. So if both the pairs of opposite angles are congruent, so in quadrilateral EFGH, angle E is congruent to angle G. Okay, then angle H is congruent to angle F. We have to prove that it is a parallelogram. So we have to prove quadrilateral EFGH is a parallelogram. Okay, we have to prove it is a parallelogram. So now we start with the proof. Let angle E and angle G be equal to X and angle H and angle F be equals to Y. We assume this as X and Y. Now we know the sum of all angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Okay, that means when we add all the four angles, the sum is equals to 360. So let us add angle E plus angle G plus angle H plus angle F is equals to 360 degree. Now angle E and angle G is X and X and angle H and angle F is Y and Y. So X plus Y is equal to 360. So 1X plus 1X is 2X. 1Y plus 1Y is 2Y, which is equals to 360. Now you can take 2 common. So 2X plus Y is equals to 360. So therefore, X plus Y is equals to this 2I shift on other side. So that becomes upon 2. That is 360 upon 2, which is equals to 180 degree. Therefore, X plus Y is equals to 180 degree. Now, what is X and what is Y? Angle E and angle G is X and angle H and angle F is Y. Right? So, now you can write angle G plus angle H is equals to 180 degree. Okay. So, or else you can write angle E plus angle F is also, angle E and angle G. We can, what is X? X is E also, okay, and X is F also. So you can write angle E and angle F is equals to 180 also. Any of this. Now, here since we have taken G and H, so that means G and H are the interior angles of the quadrilateral formed by transversal HG. Okay, these form the interior angles. So that means I can say that HE is parallel to GF. That is by interior angle test of parallel lines. So similarly, angle G and angle F is also equals to 180 degree. Right? So that means side HG is parallel to EF. Right? That is by interior angle test. So now we got these two parallel and these two parallel. So the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So from 1 and 2, EFGH is a parallel. Next theorem from page number 65. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay, this has been given to us. So now let us see the figure. In quadrilateral PQRS, diagonal PR and QS bisect at point M. Okay, then if they bisect each other, that means PM is congruent to RM and SM is congruent to QM. So I have to prove that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So I have to prove PQRS is a parallelogram. So first I take two triangles, triangle PMQ and triangle MSR. The opposite triangles I have taken. You can take these two triangles also if you wish. I have taken these two triangles. Okay. So now segment PM is congruent to segment RM, that is given to us. Then angle PMQ and angle SMR. These two angles are vertically opposite angles. Okay, they are vertically opposite angles. Next, sec QM and sec QM and sec MS are also congruent, that is given. So two triangles are congruent by SAS test of congruence. Okay, now we will write the corresponding angle. So let us write the corresponding angle. The corresponding angle are angle PQM and angle MSR. Okay, PQM and MSR, that are the corresponding angle of congruent triangle. Now PQM lies in the angle PQS. So in place of PQM you can write as angle PQS, and angle RSM lies in angle RSQ. Okay, so these two are also equal. So now they form alternate angles. You can see, okay, you can see they form a Z formation. PQS and QSR, they form alternate angles. So by alternate angle test, side PQ is congruent to side SR. Okay, so PQ is congruent to SR, that is by alternate angle test. Similarly, we can prove for PS and QR, same way. Okay, you prove these two triangles congruent and then we write the corresponding angles. So you can get angle PSM and MQR. Okay, if you get these two angles congruent, you can say PS is congruent to QR. Okay, so from 1 and 2, PQ is congruent to SR and PS is congruent to QR. So you can say that PQRS is a parallelogram. Okay, so we got PQRS is a parallelogram. Next, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a pair of its opposite sides is parallel and congruent. Okay. You can see a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So L, M and K is a quadrilateral which is a parallelogram. Okay. Now, but we have to prove it is a parallelogram. A quadrilateral is a parallelogram if, okay, if it is only a parallelogram if the given statement is proved. Okay. So now we have to prove this is a parallelogram if the pair of opposite side is parallel. So if I have to prove what is given, LM is parallel to KN and congruent. So LM is parallel to KN and LM is also congruent to KN. I have to prove it is a parallelogram given these are the two conditions. Okay. So now what I have to prove, LM and K is a parallelogram. So draw construction, join KM, or you can draw diagonal KM. Now in this figure, in quadrilateral LM and K, side LM is parallel to KN, right? Now if LM is parallel to KN, I can take MK as a transversal. So if I take MK as a transversal, you get angle LMK and angle MKN as alternate angles. Okay, you can see it forms a Z formation. So those two are alternate angles. You get angle LMK and angle MKN. So you can see over here on transversal MK, LMK, angle LMK and angle NKM are congruent by alternate angle theorem. Okay, so now we take two triangles. Okay, we take two triangles. One is triangle LKM and other one is triangle MKN. Now in these two triangles, if you see, LM is congruent to KN, that is given to us. Then angle LMK and angle MKN are congruent, that is by alternate angle theorem we got already. and one is the common side KM. So if you see, the two triangles are congruent by SAS test. So you can see over here, it's written over here. So the triangles are congruent by SAS test. So we write the corresponding angles, that is angle. The corresponding angles are angle LKM and angle KMN. It form corresponding angles and they are also alternate angles. I can say that LK is parallel to MN. Okay, I got that. So now in this quadrilateral LMNK, LM is congruent to KN is already given to us and LK is congruent to MN. We got it here, right? So the given quadrilateral is a parallelogram. First question, sit your textbook page 67. In the given figure, ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, so now they have already given to us that ABCD is a parallelogram. P and Q are the midpoints of side AB and CD. P is the midpoint of AB and Q is the midpoint of CD respectively. Prove that APCQ is a parallelogram. So you have to prove what? APCQ is a parallelogram. So we begin with the proof. They have given ABCD is a parallelogram. Now since ABCD is a parallelogram, I can say that AB is parallel to CD. Opposite sides are parallel of a parallelogram. So if AB is parallel to CD, then I can say AP is also parallel to CQ, right? Because AP and CQ lies in AB and CD. Okay, so I can say that AP is parallel to CQ. That is equation 1. Now, opposite sides of the parallelogram are also congruent. So AB is congruent to CD. Opposite sides are congruent. But AB and CD consist of AP and CQ, right? So if you see, AP is half of AB and CQ is half of CD, right? So I multiply throughout by half. That is why I multiply throughout by half. So half of AB is what? AP and half of CD is CQ. That is equation 2. Okay. Next, now you take APCQ. So in quadrilateral APCQ, okay, in the given quadrilateral APCQ, AP is parallel to CQ. AP is parallel to CQ, that we already got it here. And since AP is parallel to CQ, I can say AP is equals to CQ. Okay, I got it from 2. So now in the given figure, APCQ, AP is parallel to CQ and AP is congruent to CQ. So that means APCQ is a parallelogram. So quadrilateral is a parallelogram if a pair of opposite sides is parallel and congruent. Okay, so I have written a reason why, because it is parallel and congruent. Okay, next, second one. Let's see the second sum. Using opposite angle test for parallelogram, prove that every rectangle is a parallelogram. Now what is given? They have given that a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay. Sorry, they have given us that a quadrilateral is a rectangle and we have to prove that rectangle is a parallelogram. So ABCD is a given rectangle and I have to prove ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay. So I begin with the proof. ABCD is a rectangle that is given to us. And we know a rectangle has all angles 90 degree. So I write all the angles, angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D are equal. So which is equals to 90 degree. That is angles of rectangle. Then next, in quadrilateral ABCD, Angle A and angle C are opposite angles. Okay, and that is from 1. So I can say angle A is congruent to angle C and angle B is congruent to angle D. From 1 only. They are opposite but they are also equal. So quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Why it is a parallelogram? Because the pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral are congruent. Okay, so if the pair of opposite angles of a quadrilateral are congruent, then I can say that it is a parallelogram. Okay, now next, the third question has been omitted. So just make a note of that. Question 3 is omitted. Now question 3 is omitted and question 5 is also been omitted. Okay, so now let us see question number 4. The figure is given to us. You can see the figure. Now prove that quadrilateral formed by intersection of angle bisectors of all angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Now I have to prove that the given quadrilateral is a rectangle. Okay, PQRS is a rectangle. I have to prove that PQRS is a rectangle. Okay, means what is given? ABCD is a parallelogram which is given to you. Then the angle bisectors. That means the quadrilateral formed by intersection of angle bisector. So which is a quadrilateral formed by intersection of angle bisector? PQRS. Okay, is a rectangle. So I have to prove that PQRS is a rectangle. So but before that, ray AR, ray BR, then ray CP and ray DP are the bisectors of angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Okay, so you can see I have written here. Okay, AR, then BR, then DP and CP. Now I have to prove it is a rectangle. So now first, let's start. Let us assume angle SAD. Okay, this angle SAD and angle SAB. That means this entire angle DAB is divided into two parts. Okay, that is angle SAD and angle SAB. So I assume that be A. Same for the other. Angle QB. Okay, angle QBA and angle QBC. Okay, this angle QBA and angle QBC be equal to B degree. Then angle QCB and angle QCD. QCD and QCB be equals to C degree. And last, angle ADP, sorry, angle ADS and angle SDC. Okay, be equals to D degree. You can see. Next, in triangle SAD, first I take triangle SAD. I take only one part of this triangle. Okay, angle SAD. Now in triangle SAD, we know the sum of angle is 180 degree. So I add all the angles. That is angle SAD plus angle SDA plus angle ASD is equals to 180 degree. Now, angle SAD is what? We have assumed as A. Plus angle SDA is what? SDA is D. Plus angle ASD. ASD we have not assumed anything, right? So let be ASD only, which is equals to 180 degree. Okay, so angle ASD is equals to 180. This A plus D I shift on that side, so that becomes minus. A plus D remains as it is because I have put a bracket for that term. Okay, so 180 minus A plus D. That is equation 1. Now they have already given to us that ABCD is a parallelogram, right? So now since ABCD is a parallelogram, I can say that angle A, okay, this angle A and angle D are adjacent angles. And adjacent angles are supplementary. So I can write that angle A plus angle D is equals to 180 degree. That is, adjacent angles are supplementary. Now, angle A, this angle A is divided into two parts, that is angle SAD and angle SAB. So, in place of angle A, I will write SAD and SAB. So, you can see over here, angle A is substituted as SAD plus angle SAB. Same for angle D. Angle D is written as angle ADS and angle SDC, which is equals to 180 degree. Okay, that is angle addition property. So that is A plus D plus D, because these two are A and these two are D plus D and D. So A plus D plus D is equals to 180 degree. Sorry. So that means 1 plus 1 is 2A, D plus D is 2D, which is equals to 180 degree. So 2A plus 2D is 180. Therefore, A plus D is equals to 180 upon 2, which is equals to 90. So you get A plus D is equals to 90 degree. That is equation 2. Now this A plus D, I am going to substitute in equation 1. Okay. A plus D is going to be substituted in equation 1. So what is the equation 1? Angle ASD is equals to 180 minus A plus D. But A plus D is 90. So instead of A plus D, I will write 90. So 180 minus 90, which is equals to 90. That is equation 3. Now, next, angle ASD. Okay, pay attention. Angle ASD and angle PSR. See, these two angles. These two are vertically opposite angles. Angle ASD and angle PSR is vertically opposite angles. So, if angle ASD is 90, I can say that angle PSR is also 90. Right? So, I can say that angle ASD is congruent to angle PSR, vertically opposite angle. Therefore, angle PSR is also 90. So, from 3. So, similarly, I will prove for remaining. So, if one angle is 90, I can prove for remaining angle also. That is, angle SPQ is 90, angle PQR is 90, and angle SRQ is also 90. So, in the given quadrilateral PQRS, okay, all the angles are 90. So, I can say that quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle. Now for your homework, you have to solve problem set 5 question 7. Okay, thank you.